Hey, look at that. Aliens Fireteam Elite. Okay, so anyway, this is the reason that I haven't. Okay, so last weekend I just kind of forgot, and then this weekend I was busy. I've been busy all week because I've been working a lot. I finally got all the hours that I need, but it's very exhausting work. I'm working like fucking 11 hours a day, depending on stuff. So I'm working 2 different jobs. Anyways. So throughout the week I've been too busy, and on Sundays I just keep forgetting, not thinking about it. Anyways, today's a holiday, so I'm off today. So just want to explain myself. I've been playing a game called Aliens Fireteam Elite, the game you see right now. Yeah, I was in the middle of the game because I've been playing this game nonstop. Not nonstop.
Sergeant Herrera, please listen. You need to withdraw your team. The only survivors of Paula Station are synthetics.
Yes, we're not gonna leave you in their hands, Rodriguez.
You're not understanding me. I repeat, the only ones here are synthetics.
Rearm me.
Joe's in charging stations. Move careful.
I would nail it in the face. They die. They're supposed to come on like these. They're supposed to die in one hit. Yeah, casually. So they're supposed to die in one hit. Running, nailing them in the face, and they completely ignore the damage.
Bypassing damage.
I would run up to them. My face would be in their face, and I would manipulate them. Nothing would happen. I wasn't too far away. I wasn't off angle or anything. See how I was standing right in front of him?
Sentry deployed. Grabbing ammo.
Rodriguez.
I told you. Call me Cynthia. SNTHYA. Wayland-Yutani model 9500. I am the central computer of Paula Station.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
How did I get hit by that?
Esther, where's Rodriguez? Or Cynthia? Whoever.
She is artificial intelligence. Rodriguez, Cynthia, is on those servers.
No one on Paula knew that? Honecker didn't know that? Esther, we need a way to shut Cynthia down.
She has executables across multiple databases. We must disable her network hubs.
Fireteam, watch for synth power cores. Same as the console before. Log them in to overload the system.
Not even fuck Haley. You died in 1 hit. Yeah, I'm fucking pissed.
Grab that synth power core!
Bypassing deck.
There! Intact synth power core!
Do you comprehend the significance of these ruins? What do you risk unleashing here? There are forces in the universe humans are not prepared to grapple with.
Fuck off. Where's the piece of shit?
Bypassing deck. Bypassing deck. Bypassing deck.
Patching up.
Why is this forward? I tried to roll backwards and you fucking rolled forward.
Patching up.
Bullshit. This is okay.
Aid kit's here. bomb.
The fuck's that about?
Sentry deployed.
The primary hub has failed. The auxiliary is now handling 76% of Cynthia's internal traffic.
He's looking for power cores, fire team. Let's overload that off-top.
Patching up.
There! Intact synth power core!
Wayland Yutani, for your own safety, do not delve further into these ruins. Writing to backup. Something wrong. She is gone. It is over.
Bypassing damage.
You got her, fire team. Code setting us on the deck.
Grabbing ammo.
Gather up and mark the LZ.
I forwarded details of my behavioral inhibitors to your email. It is important you know this could not happen to me. My mind is very different.
It's got daily and weekly challenges. The weekly challenge, I'm playing the technician 3 times, and I decided to play on more standard difficulty the last 2 missions, pretty casual on this one because I was trying to. So I'll show you. Why. Next. I'm already max levels technician 3. Alright, so let's go to stats. So it shows you all that stuff, the shot special field, damage taken. I took the least amount of damage, which is considered less important, but I don't know. Anyways, because I feel like it's important to take as little damage as possible. Obviously, if you're taking more damage, it's not a good thing. Because there's very limited healing in this game. You got 2 classes that can just straight up heal other players. There's the Recon class and the Medic class. The Medic class has a limited amount of healing, but you can actually heal really quickly. He does a lot of damage reduction, like when you feel less damage, you make players take less damage. So he's really good for any side you get like boosted and all that stuff. Well, you can also give yourself a temporary health or a shield basically, but it's really fucked up the way it works, so it doesn't be as good. Like, oh, if you haven't taken so long, then you'll gain a shield for your health, percent of your health. Your current health, not your max health, your current health. It's like, okay, cool, I can just have a continuous shield and only go to damage. Yeah. It'll give you the shield, and then you have to actually take real health damage to apply the shield. You have to take real health damage and then not take damage. So if you lose part of your shield, you're fucked. You can't get that amount of your shield back until after. And like one enemy melee attack from you does 100%. So two strikes, you've already lost it. And then your next shield will be weaker, then your next shield will be weaker. And that's the easiest fucking difficulty, the hardest difficulty. They do like 300 to 400. I don't know how much damage they do exactly. I played the second hardest difficulty, and they do like 300 damage when they strike you. And they like one enemy, one warrior rapidly. The warrior is like a big, powerful alien. I think Burrow are the ones TV series. But there's an alien, a Xeno warrior, and this thing literally killed me from full fucking health. I think I had 1,500 health, yeah, and it killed me instantaneously. It grabbed me one single fucking time. It grabbed me and then put full fucking health. It did 1,500 damage like that. Like that's bullshit. And my teammates were just standing there shooting at it. Nothing was happening. Like but it was like cards that increase their damage or anything. I was playing on a higher difficulty, so I was using challenge cards that give me the challenge card.
Look, tell Herrera it takes... You'd be surprised how many spray artists we've got in the battalion.
Card that I was using just now was Let's Cause a Ruckus. Player melee damage tripled, but melee and ability damage reduced by 75%. Melee kills restore health, player health, food, stamina regen increase, ground hazard damage halved. So ground hazard damage means like the cores of acid that the aliens drop on the ground whenever they die. Because if you know anything about the alien universe, their blood is acidic. So the one that I was using was synthetic backup. Teams 3 to 5 win tiny synths. So those guys I was fighting appear to assist players throughout the mission, must be used on campaign missions, cannot be used in the Giants of the Earth mission 1. So that means these can't be used on board missions, there's other mission types. So it can't be used in Giants of the Earth.
I'm sure it's a glorious day in the Corps, you and me both. Let's do this.
I was doing good when I did Giants of the Earth mission. There's other stuff. But game mode right here we have horde mode, three different maps, and we've got a full defense wait, so I don't know what the full names is yet, and restock crits. So we've got the constant power and the so yeah, these are the I'm sure but yeah, these I haven't tried these yet. I got randomly put into some of these, and one of them I actually completed by myself with Doc, and it was because I was using that particular card. So like you do games like it gives you extra movement speed, double health, regeneration from melee attacks, and then with the Doc class, the medic class, I was using something that slows enemies. So I literally was being taken out by a warrior and the maker, or whatever those guardians are. But anyways, yeah, and those motherfuckers are really fast. The warriors are pretty fast too. The elite guards are insanely fast. They're not like the little four-legged things that beat at you, rhinos or whatever. No, these were like the big things. These were the elite guards. I forgot what they're called. It's something like. Yeah, so let's look at the Demolisher and the CPW. Demolisher's on the CPW. These guys do, but to improve the mission budget, only standard difficulties and not just basic attack difficulties. So even though I was using like only the shotgun and melee attacks, still we can get more. It's a lot of things to get. But anyways, But yeah. Anyways, as you can see, I've been like farming. You can okay, so with this little thing, you can like combine cards. So let's take this one. One exotic or uncommon challenge card. So I can take these three and make one exotic challenge card. Now it doesn't let me choose what card I want. Exotic card, and it randomly gave me an extra card, which happens to be a rare card. So that I actually got more than I lost. And this is a card that I might consider actually using. 2.5 experience, so I probably won't use the. A lot of these cards that disable your weapons when you get the technician class. The way I play my technician class is I put all my damage into my turret ability, so I don't really use weapons at all. Even with it the way that it is, even with the damage being severely reduced, like down to a quarter of the regular damage, flamethrower turret still kills aliens insanely quickly. And let me show you what I mean by that. Right here, turrets. We've got more durable turret in front of you, which sprays flames at enemies that get too close. So the regular turret actually can shoot enemies like a machine gun turret. And then you can get either, if you're in modifiers, you get either an incinerator turret, which is a flamethrower turret, which is a much shorter range but more health, or a heavy turret, which basically turns it into a. I was hoping it would be like a, you know, like a heavy machine gun turret. No, it's a fucking sniper turret. So it's horrible against every enemy, including the elite enemies. Because when an elite enemy shows up, it's sitting here trying to snipe the fucking regular smaller guys that move in faster instead of actually targeting the fucking dangerous enemy that is designed to defeat. So the sniper turret I would not recommend. It is absolute fucking garbage. The flamethrower turret, though, literally kills everything except for maybe 1, 2, or 3, you know, elite enemies that you'll have to deal with. And all 3 players can just focus all their firepower into those enemies because the flamethrower turret is literally killing everything else on its own. So this is also great for a flame turret because even the flame turret has like continuous fire. So this resonating impact deep leverage which stumbles and then eventually knocks over enemies. Fucking fantastic because it's, you know, more hits per second. The turret now fires 10% faster, which unfortunately doesn't actually increase the fire rate, it makes it deal more damage, and then deals 25% more damage to armor. So that is what allows it to actually deal damage to enemies like drones. I know that the most of the bigger enemies are considered armored. I don't remember. I don't think the drone is actually considered armored. Never mind. The drone is not armored. Like most of the other upgraded aliens are armored, but the drone is not armored. Spitters aren't armored. The irradiated spitters aren't armored. The exploders aren't armored. And the drones aren't armored. But everything else, like the xenomorph, the big I don't know. I forget what it's called. Four-legged like rhino thing. There's the warriors. There's the elite guard, which is like the upgraded version of the warrior. Those are all armored enemies. And the fact that the turret flame turret does 25% damage is fantastic because it already kills everything else during the instant, except for the elite. Turret once again fires. And in this, if they're target. Myself or my turrets stumble the target, they take 10% more damage for 6 seconds. That's not ideal 10% more damage to them. They take 10% more damage. So my teammates also deal 10% more damage. Very useful, very useful. And this also gives me a pretty high chance of knocking down targets who are not going to be stumbled. So I can stumble them and then knock them down while stumbled. My turret deals 15% more damage to slowed enemies. And what do you know? Charged Coil slows enemies. And also, while Charged Coil is activated, I can deal 10% more damage to enemies. Now, I did check this. Apparently, it's better to use this on Charged Coils and not on the Sentry Turret. The Sentry Turret would give me a consistent 10% more damage, especially since I'm planning on using it on specifically the Sentry Turret. But this extra 10% more damage whenever I have Charged Coils up means that I could throw all 3, because you get 3 stacks of the coil. And it's the only ability that I'm aware of that actually begins recharging the moment you throw it. So it can recharge and be active at the same time. Most other abilities, when the ability is active, it doesn't start recharging until after the ability ends. Until after the ability effect ends. So this is like one of the only abilities that starts recharging immediately. But anyways, you can have all three of these charge coils down at once because it stores 3 charges, so that gives you 30% more damage per turret. So if I have elite enemies nearby, so bigger guys, I can throw 3 of these down all at once at that enemy to keep them stun locked and slowed, and also to do a bunch more damage to them. And you can actually hit an enemy directly with a charge coil will literally stick to that enemy. And so if the enemy is chasing after somebody, sure, they'll be slowed, but any other enemies who move into range of them or that they move into range of will be slowed or stunned. When a foe enters the field of your charge coil, they have a 33% chance to be stunned for 2 seconds. That goes with this. You do 20% more damage to enemies that are stunned or not. So this little decleverage ability that goes with this knocks them down. This stuns them. So I get more damage, and if they're being stunned by this, they're still technically being slowed, but they're within the radius of the stuns that cause them to be stunned. So they're being stunned, slowed, and I'm dealing bonus damage to them for both of these status effects. Now, strategic tactics, the only purpose that I have for this is it's sure 10% stun recovery. I don't think there are any enemies that actually stun me. You can get knocked over by the drone. You can have enemies grapple you, but they don't stun you. They just grapple you. The only enemies that have literally ever stunned me are those shield guys who stun me. Those are the only enemies I've ever seen stun me in this game. I'm pretty sure no other enemies stun me. So stun reduction. There's protection against stuns literally does you 0 good in this game. 20% debuff duration. I'm not sure what enemies debuff you or what kind of debuffs they give you. I don't think I've ever encountered debuffs from the enemies. But the only reason I got this was the 20% turret health. Which, annoyingly so, it turns out that 20% turret health isn't actually applied to the turret until after you heal it. So when you drop down your turret starts at a full health, but it doesn't get that extra 20% health from the strategic tactics. So, but it can heal up to that extra 20% health though. Because when you stand near your turret, it automatically heals over time. It heals rather quickly, but I have something that increases the speed at which it heals. Increases your turn health regeneration rate while you are near it, and your turret fires 10% faster while you're near it. So again, from what I've been told, flamethrower turrets don't actually fire faster. It doesn't make the damage ticks occur any faster. What it does is it just increases the damage. It also consumes fuel faster, but the great thing about the flame turret is it has infinite ammo. And that's exactly why I decided that I wanted the technician class to be one of the classes that I'm good with. Because you can kill entire hordes of enemies without really losing any resources. Because you have limited ammo in this game, and you have limited health and healing. And on the harder difficulties, apparently healing is safe. Like on the hardest difficulty, I'm pretty sure there are none. But on the second hardest difficulty, there's one. You start out with one, and then you find one at the very end of the map. So like all the ones that you find in between the little checkpoints and places you need to defend, they're just not there. Plus, you take way more damage. You take significantly more damage, and the enemies take slightly more damage as well. But yeah, so this is the only one that I'm at considering getting rid of. Oh yeah, and this is just damage. Increases damage. I know it's 7% or 2%. So that's 47. Yeah, 47% bonus damage. So yeah, as you can see, my turret does like twice as much damage and has a chance to do slightly more damage based on the status effects for that by enemies if they get stunned or knocked down. It says I do more damage, but like my turret is an ability damage, so ideal. So that if it says like weapon damage, then that's not the turret. But if it says damage that I deal, that includes the turret. Yeah, I considered this. Using this ability increases your move and reload speeds by 10%. Having a 10% extra movement speed would be kind of nice, considering I just run around my turret and I stagger enemies, and my whole thing is keeping enemies off of me while my turret does all the work. So I considered using this, but it turns out just infinitely staggering and knocking over and stunning my enemies and slowing them is way more effective than trying to outrun them and fight them. So I haven't used this. See the recharge speed. I could get more recharge speed, but this is a three slot thing, and I could just get 20. The turret. Sure, I could use recharge speed on the turret, but I prefer not to because it's only 15 seconds to get a turret, and my turret doesn't ever die because I focus on making sure the turret is just if possible. So like this gives the turret more health, and then this gives the turret faster healing, and this gives the turret even more maximum health. Now again, I am considering getting rid of this. 20% turret health is literally the only thing it does, and that's increases your accuracy and fire rate. That's only with my. I'm pretty sure that doesn't apply to my abilities because it's fire rate. I'm not sure. I don't think it applies to the turret. If it does apply to the turret, then I need to add this. But in order to add this, I would have to add something on the stack of scales with sheet. So I would have to add this, which is also a 3 slot. And this also doesn't really do anything. Your turret kills enemy gain healing. So, yeah, strategic tactics is useful, but I could probably use something else instead. Sidearm damage, I really don't think that. Certain things I feel like are really useful is for that mission you just saw me doing. If you take damage while you're interacting with a console and you're trying to pick up one of those items, then it interrupts you and stops you from picking it up. And you have to start over again. So you have to make sure all the enemies are dead. So like during the thing, you get attacked by a bunch of heavies and a ton of fucking enemies. And so you're always having somebody shooting you. The very first few times I did that mission, I literally could not complete the fucking mission because I couldn't get rid of the enemies and I was constantly taking damage. I couldn't pick up the things. I couldn't do anything. I literally could not do anything. I was completely prevented from completing the objective, and it was annoying and impossible. Fitness training might be useful. Incoming healing and max health. That's always nice. Like this character, though, I'm planning for him to be your far distance damage by 20%. Now that could help. This dude is more of like a close range damage dealing guy. But I mean, you know, he does have some weapons that can do decent long distance. And if he moves really far away from his turret, that means it'll increase the damage of his turret. So could be useful. I want to give grapple damage resistance to the phalanx, which is the shield guy, because the shield guy, that's like the only way an enemy can damage him is through acid, so environmental effects. Which when his shield is up, he takes reduced environmental effects for like 30%, and being grappled, because that's the only thing that can really get him, is being grappled. An enemy jumps onto him and pins him to the ground. That does a lot of damage, and he can't block it. But he can block ranged attacks. He still takes damage from explosives, and he still takes damage from like the spitters because they shoot globs that explode into acid pools, and so an acid pool appears below him. So he can't, but he can block pretty much all of the projectiles. So if he gets shot from the behind or from the side, then he's screwed. But if he can maintain good positioning, then the only thing that can injure him is being grappled, which is drones and also those enemies that surprise you around corners. But they can also run up to you as well and leap on you. So I feel like hit and run tactics would be good for him, but not for this class. For this class, all I need is something to replace strategic tactics, and then I'm good to go. But what that will be, I don't know. Could do keep him pinned, and you shoot deal 10% less damage for 4 seconds. Shield movement speed. Yeah, I don't understand why resilience is considered a universal perk. It gives 10% shield movement speed. I mean, with the turret health, at least you have consumables that are turrets at other points. So when you have something like this, which gives you turret health, that can affect more than just his base turret. It also affects the consumable turret. But when it comes to shield, shield movement speed, like, can you just give us 5% movement speed or 10% overall movement speed? Why does it have to be shield movement? But anyways, I also consider this ability. Oh, not this ability. Yeah, cross-platform synergies also increases your allies' accuracy and recharge rate. So this is cross-platform. This is something the class just has. You can't trade it out for another ability. Allies ally standing near your turret take 10% less damage when you stand near your turret and generates 5% of its HP every 7 seconds when you heal your turret. So with this, increases myself and my allies' accuracy, increasing recharge speed by 10% by standing near your turret. So they'll take 10% less damage, they'll have more accuracy, they'll have 10% more accuracy, they'll have 10% recharge speed. Now, the reason this would be good, instead of, say, something like rapid deployment, increases the recharge speed of an ability by 20%. I would love to have a 20% increased recharge speed on this particular ability. But the reason that this would be better, where is it? The reason this would be better is because it's 10% recharge speed. It's on accuracy and recharge speed for the entire team. You got 3 allies. That's 10% speed on accuracy and recharge speed for each ally. So that's 30% overall recharge speed instead of 20% on one ability. Well, yeah, because that would only be one ability. This would apply for both abilities. This would apply for all abilities. The 20% only applies to whatever ability you attach it to. Unfortunately, you can't link it in the middle and attach it to both. The game will actually ask you, hey, which one of these abilities do you want to attach this perk to? And I'm like, fuck, I wanted to attach it to both. I didn't know you had to choose. So yeah. Now this is the one that I've heard one YouTuber say was what he preferred. When your turret is destroyed, it explodes, dealing damage to nearby enemies, reduces the base recharge time of your turret by 5 seconds. So it goes from 15 seconds to 10 seconds. Now if you just pick your turret back up, if you put your turret down and pick it back up, it gives you like a 2 or 3 second recharge time. It's really short. But if your turret gets destroyed, it's like a 15-second cooldown before you can spawn another one in. That's 15 seconds. It's actually not that long. Not very long at all. And my goal in making my turret really tanky is so that I never lose my turret. I don't have to worry about losing it. Usually you lose your turrets to either warriors, who are just attacking the turret straight up, or to pools of acid if you're not like close to it, and an enemy exploder explodes on it and leaves a giant pool of acid near it. It'll start taking a lot of damage really fast, harder difficulties. So those are the 2 things that I'm aware of that primarily destroy your turret. And if your turret, like if you've got a warrior attacking your turret, like I said, my strategy for this class is to use a bunch of stumbles and stuns, not only on my turret, but also on myself. It says right here, whenever your turret's going on. Right. But my weapons of choice, 75% stumble chance, 46% stumble chance, because I've given it a bunch of upgrades. It also gets extra stumble chance 6 times 5, so it's 30%. That's not a flat 30%, it's 30% of its base stumble chance, which I don't remember what the base was. I'm sure I could unequip all my weapons and find out. But this right here is an extra 20% stumble chance, which is 20% of whatever the stumble chance is. So it doesn't just add a flat 1 here, it gets to do some calculation. This is another 25% stumble chance. Right now I'm getting a 45% stumble chance from whatever I had, which I think is like 25 or 30% stumble chance. And in addition to that, it's, so yeah. So the more I shoot him, the more stumble chance we get thanks to this. And also, 50% chance on hit, enemies deal 20% less damage in 5 seconds. This is effectively stacked. So also when I shoot enemies with my shotgun, they deal less damage. So if they do manage to get lucky enough to smack me or my turret, they're going to deal less damage. Which is why, honestly, I think that instead of extra 20% health, which doesn't even apply to the turret when I put it down, it's only after it heals up the extra 20%. And then all this other stuff that I definitely don't need. I'm thinking that I would want to add the if you pin enemies you shoot. Now I think it has to be shooting them with the gun. I don't think it applies to shooting them. I don't think it applies to hitting them with the turret or with the charge tool. It specifically says that you shoot them. So I can also reduce the enemy's damage by 50%, which is fantastic. Because we don't want the enemies to get much damage. Now I could also apply that to the flank. If I have enough spare points after I've rolled up the flanks a little, if I have enough spare room in the slots here, I could absolutely give him that ability. Now that, if I give them to both the if I have it on multiple actions, 2 characters with the same abilities off the game, they're not going to stack with each other, because the ability only stacks once with itself. It doesn't, if it says that it doesn't stack, then it can't be applied by multiple different characters. Unfortunate, but okay. They had 10% recharge speeds on all abilities for all characters, which they would be perfectly fucking fantastic. definitely be a gunman somewhere on the team. So like all these special perks that boost your gun stats, your weapon stats, depending on what kind of weapons you have. Those are fucking fantastic. So yeah, there's all sorts of neat little ways that you can build your characters in this game, and I love it. But yeah, I think that for now I'm going to use collaborative analytics. Because not only does it increase accuracy, which is just good for my weapons, but it also increases recharge speed, and that's all recharge speed. So my turret, if it gets destroyed, it'll be 10% faster, which I don't think that makes a difference on 15 seconds. It's like maybe 1 second, 1.5 seconds. But it'll help make my charge coils recharge faster, and it'll help all my allies get their recharge abilities recharge faster as well. So, except for the phalanx, you can't recharge the shield faster because the shield you can deploy and undeploy. It's like a constant, piece of equipment that you always have. You can always deploy or not deploy. The shield can be lowered, like if you sprint, it'll automatically lower your shield. If you get like stunned or stumbled or something, it'll automatically lower your shield. Actually no, I think if you get stumbled, no, it doesn't lower your shield. So I'm not sure about getting stunned, but I know getting knocked over definitely lowers your shield. So if you get grappled by an enemy, if they leap on you and it just magically goes through your shield, and then you're on the ground, when you get back up, you don't have your shield up anymore. But yeah, I have to decide essentially what I want these last 3 slots to be used for. Do I want to use it to make my enemies take less damage when I shoot them? Do I want to use it to increase everyone's recharge speeds for the whole team? Do I want to use it to give my turret an extra 20% health so that it has a higher survival rate? I have to decide exactly how I want to use it. I'm really honestly really annoyed by it though, because like I said, downrange, if this were if I turn this back into like a machine gun turret downrange, but it's gonna weaken it in so many different areas that I have to do that. Downrange could be useful because if I'm shooting at an enemy that's off in the distance, or if I'm really far away from my turret, it's all by himself, then it is shooting enemies, then go off the damage. And at 20%, most of the damage increases 10%. This is 30%. You have to get all 3 of these actions at the same time. So it's all 30%. Everything else is 15% more damage, 15% more stun, knock, 15% more damage. So these are major damage skills. 10% faster resistance, 10% more damage on the turret, 25% more damage on armor. This is insane damage, but it'll do a lot of stuff with abilities and a lot more damage. 10% faster fire rate, which is basically damage, increase your critical regeneration. Which this is a new one I've gotten, so I don't actually know how much health regen it gets. It doesn't seem to be very fast, but 10% faster fire rate means 10% more damage on the enemy. But yeah, faster fire rate, more damage. That's what I'm looking for right now. So anything that stuns or disables the enemy, or allows me to deal more damage to them. Thankfully, these perks allow me to do all this allows me to do both. So I can completely disable and beat the crap out of enemies. They can't do anything to me, and I can absolutely eviscerate them. This is fantastic. It's perfect.
Hey, if you happen to acquire, so long as your rep's good. Look, tell Herrera all requisitions come with free cornbread. I got an assload piled in the back. Nobody eats that shit.
Well, look at that. Wow, that's insanely better than what I could have. Okay. Okay, you deal 20% more damage to targets currently recently damaged. Okay, there we go. That's what I need. Okay, reduce the cooldown of combat steam. Oh, that's for the doctor. Recon, Phalanx, Lancer. Okay, yeah, but look at this. This is 2 perks that would both be quite useful. And then there's also universal perks here. And if you notice, these aren't even in the perk list. None of these are actually in the perk list. And the universal ones are ones that can be used by all characters. They're grappling allies, yeah. See, that's a see right here, hazard seals. Damage from acid pools and all other environmental hazards reduced by 25%. I could use this on the flanks, the shield pack. Yeah, perk kits though. Parasocial relationship. I don't know if, because if that just increases my damage, that's fine. But it doesn't say. That's the thing though. It doesn't say your weapons deal 20% more damage to targets your turret, increasing the damage. It says you deal 20% more damage to targets your turret, increasing the damage. So I'm pretty sure that means that after the turret damages it, the turret is going to deal 20% more damage to it as well. And if that's true, then this is exactly what I need. This is literally the perfect skill. Because, like I said, the way that I'm building out this class, I'm building out the technician to be literally all damage. So if we get rid of that, here we go. Disruptive technology, parasocial relationship. I gotta figure out what the symbol is for this. Because this will appear over the enemy's head. It'll be like a little red symbol over their head. So this will apply a debuff to them. Now the only problem that I have with this build is, I don't know, because on lower difficulties, the friendly fire is completely disabled. There's just no friendly fire damage whatsoever. But on higher difficulties, you do friendly fire damage to each other, and you can hurt allies with the flamethrower. So what I'm curious about is, will my flamethrower turret annihilate myself and all of my teammates if friendly on a higher difficulty? That's something that I have yet to find out, but I definitely need to test that. Because if that's true, then I might just grab the 20% extra damage at long range and just leave my fucking flamethrower turret behind whenever I'm using it. Like, fuck regenerating the health on that thing. Because it will literally instantaneously kill myself and all my allies, if that's the case. But yeah. So I want to see a parasocial relationship. It's always awesome. Charge coil also reduces the damage dealt by affected enemies by 25%. That would be fucking fantastic. And honestly, I'd rather than be stunned because that means they're good. See, this is all about stumbling, staggering. Like, sure. I have the ability to make enemies deal 20% less damage for 5 seconds. Cool. But I don't need anything else that reduces my enemy's damage, because the idea is that I make sure my enemies can deal 0 damage. Because my enemies are completely disabled, they're stumped, they're stabbed. They literally can't do anything. Ooh, what's this? Stability? Ooh, 20% weak point damage. Medium? No, small muzzle. 20% weak point damage on small muzzle. Stability. It's 5% less weak point damage, and it's less on hit range. Maybe I'll try that. God, it looks ugly though. It looks so fucking ugly. So this is the close range weapon. This is supposed to be the long range weapon, so it doesn't need the extra range. This is the long range weapon. And the stability means it's more likely to actually land shots, which is slightly more important than the weak point damage. That's why I have 15% weak point damage here instead of the 20% weak point damage on the hybrid site. Because this one gets the aim assist, which is basically just makes your bullets larger and more likely to hit. But anyways, yeah. The effective range though. weapons that have a specific cutoff, like shotguns and flamethrowers that have a specific range, their range actually cannot be increased from the weapon goal. But this has more stability, which means I'm less likely to just completely miss it. So, yeah. Switch that up and we'll see how it fires and how it plays. Because 80%, you know, accuracy and stability and everything is because this right here is going to focus on the 10% magazine you get. So yeah, that's kind of why I'm like deciding. Do I want it to be able to deal more damage in longer ranges so that I'm actually dealing, you know, closer to full damage, or do I want to, you know, reduce the likelihood of me missing a shot because it's got the same recoil? Well, actually, it still wouldn't have that much recoil. It's 40% stability. 76 stability, 82 stability. It's not that much. So honestly, but this also means that my first few shots are still not going to have that range. I have to be able to consistently land shots for the effective range to be increased. It's 5%. It's just basically more damage on the shots that I hit. This makes it more likely for me to actually hit the shots. The question is, am I missing a bunch of shots or not firing the gun or not? And to answer that, I have no clue because I haven't been paying attention. It's been a while since I've actually taken this picture. Yeah. Yeah, with the doctor, I decided to give him some, you know, this is just a really cool looking skin. So I decided to go with that, and I was like, oh, well, you know, this, I'll just make it too. So this is green and pink, green, white, and pink. And his outfit's white because, you know, I decided that the doctor needs to be more active. And I used to have really nerdy glasses. Aviator black, I had, what was it? What's this? Oh, that, okay. What is it? Where are the glasses? It said Shepherd, right? Shepherd glasses? Yeah, right here. Shepherd glasses. Clear. And then see that? And then aviator glasses, I don't know. I look more cool. Anyways, I'm so weird. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8. From what I can tell, level 8 is like the max. Yeah, level 8 is the max rank of the class. So, I maxed out my technician class. Because the technician class is really, 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 really good. The technician class can wipe out entire hordes of enemies without using any ammo at all. And if I decide to use the ammo to continue, you know, to continuously stagger and stumble enemies and deal extra damage to them, the enemies can't, like the aliens can't even get close to them. But this class is the way that I have the class designed with the flamer turret. The fact that I use the flamer turret, it is actually very, 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 very weak against the enemies I was just going up against. The melee or the ranged enemies, the guys with guns. And that, my friends, is what phalanx class is. And then by the phalanx class, I have course this guy right here, Mr. Shield. Deploy your shield, blocking those shots from up front causes you to move slowly. So, blocking shots from up front, he blocks ballistics, but he also blocks melee attacks, as long as they're not hitting him from the side. That's the problem. If they come at him from the side, if they get around your shield, you might be screwed. So it's very important that enemies be slowed. But hey, what do you know? The technician can electrocute enemies, and he can use his flamethrower turret to kill any enemies that get close to the phalanx. And that also means that if the technician stands directly behind the phalanx and the enemies are shooting him in the back, he can essentially, his turret will be able to annihilate the aliens. The problem that I'm foreseeing is the fact that the technician's turret will just absolutely annihilate the phalanx. It's a flamethrower turret, so his shield wouldn't block the flames. I would have to switch it back to a machine gun turret in order for his shield to actually protect him from the turret if it decided to turn around and shoot an enemy that got completely close. And he also has a incinerator, so he also has his own flamethrower, which means that he would be pretty good. And he would probably do a lot of damage to the turret as well. He'd be pretty good at doing that. Now the evil laser I only just recently got. I looked at it earlier before, and I was like, oh, that's cool. You know, I'll use that at some point. But then I was like, oh, it's got a charge time. But it turns out the charge time isn't what I thought it was. I thought you were gonna have to like hold down the fire button and like charge it up, and then let go of the fire button to shoot it. No, it's just got a short charge, like a really short charge time before it actually fires. So you click to shoot, and it goes, and then so it's just a real short charge time. Not that bad. Not that bad. You know, you can aim while it's charging. It's not as bad as I thought it was. I have a lot of trouble with when I click. I expect, you know, the shot to go off when I click. I'm not as good with charged weapons like in Helldivers 2, the railgun. I do really like the railgun, but I'm just really bad with it because I'm not good at using charged weapons. Where you have to release the weapon doesn't fire until you release it. It's muscle memory. I'm used to the weapon going off when I click, not when I release the click. So it's for some reason stuff like that really messes with me, and so I'm not nearly as accurate with weapons that you have to charge up to before shooting. But anyways, this one is not too bad. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be when I finally decided to try it. And I've also discovered with this, and actually using it, that it really does have ammunition. So this thing has unlimited ammo. Fucking incredible. Uses a long range, and so you have infinite ammo for dealing with enemies at a distance with your shield up. So enemies are shooting at you, dealing no damage. They don't heal, so you can just sit there and shoot at them until they're dead. And then, you know, for any infinite hordes of enemies, you got your your technician behind you who can keep you alive. And if you notice, I've named these classes. We've got Wrecker, Bulldozer. So originally I had Spotter and Bulldozer. Originally I made Bulldozer. This is the first name I thought, and I just thought that was cute. But it turns out I'm more of just a stand in one place and absorb the bullets and, you know, move very slowly. I don't just bulldoze through my enemies. I don't just charge forward and blast through all the enemies. That is the worst way to possibly play, and it's going to get you and your whole team killed. Yeah, on harder difficulty. On easier difficulty is fine, but on harder difficulty it'll get you and your whole team killed. But yeah, but Bulldozer is fun game, and it's like, I don't know, you've seen dogs that might be Bulldozer or something. And then Recon, Spotter, and then I thought, wait, Spot. So for some reason I was like, you know what, I need to name this one. I hadn't thought of a name for this one yet. I was like, I need to name after the dog. And I was like, well, Wrecker, because he's damage dealer. So Wrecker, Rex the enemy, but also Rex. Not like W-R-E-C-K-S, Rex, like he Rex, but Rex, like, you know, people call their dogs Rex, R-E-X, Rex, T-Rex. So I was like, it's cute. But anyways, so for some reason I gave all my classes off. And then this guy just decided to use W tester, rifle tester, handgun tester, so I decided to use these other classes for testing weapons. Because there's 4 different weapons types, and 4 different spare classes. Each one can use one to have these 4 weapon types. And if you notice, these weapons, you level up not only your classes, and you level up your overall level. You level up your right here. So I've got my overall level, then I've got my class levels, and I've got my weapon levels. My weapons, as you can see, some of them have not been leveled up all that much. And there are certain weapons that I literally haven't used at all, like this one. I barely used it. I haven't used this one yet. And bullet machine. I actually recently got this one. Yeah. So the one that oh wait, no, actually I am currently using this one. It's just, this is like the shotgun. It shoots 4 bullets at a time. It's a little shotgun kind of, which is cool. But anyways, yeah, so, and I checked. I literally tested this out. The on-hit effects apply for each projectile that hits the enemy, not each shot that you take. So I can hit an enemy with, I can get 4 stacks of handling with 1 shot if I'm close enough to hit the enemy with the whole shot. So, yeah, on-hit effects are awesome. And with the drum magazine, when the magazine is completely empty, I just reload faster. So it's great. I can just empty entire clips of ammunition to the enemy. But this is the main thing. Every 3rd hit against the same enemy slows about 40%. This is kind of the main reason I wanted to try a shotgun. But I wanted it to be a fully automatic shotgun. This is quite literally the only fully automatic shotgun type weapon I can find. But what's crazy with Wild is that there's literally a fully automatic.
Heard the new track by Left. Okay. Regulations require me to state that the battalion fabricators may not be used to replicate any device and/or system that has not been licensed for use by Colonial Marine Corps Logistics Command. And I definitely don't have an unmonitored fabricator built out of spare parts stash in a hold somewhere, because that would be wrong.
He's still going. I'm still going too. I'm a yapper. That's all I do is fucking talk. But anyways, Sokol's effective at dealing damage to multiple threats from a distance, while it lacks the single target stopping power of a traditional sniper rifle. It can also act as a medium range battle rifle in a pinch. So it's a fully automatic sniper rifle. Now this right here, the rocket launcher, it gets a 3 magazine capacity of 3. I don't know. Okay, 1.2 fire rate. That's not very fast. But what I want to do is use this M12A1 rocket launcher, and I want to use that with the Lancer. Because the Lancer has an ability right here called Onslaught. Immediately reloads your current weapon, then slows your movement speed and fire rate by 20% while increasing your weapon damage and damage resistance by 20%. Your weapons will automatically reload after every shot for the duration of the effect. So in other words, infinite fire. You can continuously shoot your weapons forever, as long as this Onslaught ability is active. So I could just sit there and shoot rocket after rocket after rocket. Yeah, it's got a slow fire rate. I'd have to upgrade its fire rate to like maximum levels to, shoot a lot of rockets. But mainly, probably what I'll do is I'll upgrade the instead of upgrading the fire rate, I'll probably just upgrade the maximum ammo so that we don't use up all my ammo. But if I've got a particularly threatening enemy coming at me, I can just activate the Onslaught, and then I can just fire my rocket launcher. So far, I've used this with grenade launcher, which is why I don't use things like Smart Gun. Smart Gun has like 500 bullets on it, and it gets 250 per magazine. So you reload once. It's not even a 3-second reload. You reload it one time. So I was like, nah, I don't want to use it in this class. And so I've been using this Demolisher. Smart Gun is amazing. Speaking of which, I will show you the Smart Gun right now, so I'm pretty sure I have to use the Demolisher. Yeah, I have to use the Demolisher class anyways. So I'm going to show you. So this is the Smart Gun. Right now, target lock failed. I can't shoot anything right now. When I scope in, anyways, it's not like Helldivers, you don't lose half your magazine or whatever. But anyways, but when you lock on, all the bullets go straight through. They do not miss. Maybe they can miss. I don't know if they miss. Maybe it's possible, but I've never had it. But yeah, the Smart Gun, since it's got such a high fire rate, and since it's got so many bullets, you never have to stop firing. I gave it a 25% knock down targets, the 20% chance to explode, and I get extra 500 moves, as well as extra fire rate. So if I'm shooting large groups of smaller enemies, I'll have extra handling, and extra, so I mean, like, swing the gun around and continue locking on enemies. I can just hold down the trigger and look at enemies, and then I'll be fine. So the higher handling means that I'll be able to scope, I'll be able to swing my weapon around faster. Because it basically means that my mouse sensitivity is turned up for higher handling. That's what that means. So I'll be able to swing around and target different enemies at different angles without having to scope out or do anything else. I can just stay scoped in and keep the trigger held down. I'll just wipe out target. So and then any enemies that don't get killed immediately will be slowed, and also I'll have extra movement speed, which will help me to, if I stop shooting and I need to sprint away from the enemies, or if I'm, blind firing, or if I'm moving while shooting, then I don't really make moves a little bit faster. So it's just, because the other things were like, with like 15% fire rate and 30% stability, and that's great because as soon as it's on hit for 5 seconds, effective on stat. So the moment I get a single hit, which is going to happen instantaneously, I'm going to gain 15% fire rate, 30% stability. I don't use this for. Reload speed is nice, but oh wait, if I use all my entire 250 round magazine, I only reload once before using the other 250 round magazine, and it's only well, actually the reload time is 3.5. It's higher than the other class because the other class I think has the reload speed built into them naturally, but there's a 3.5. The 3.5 seconds is the base reload speed. But essentially, yeah, 3.5 second reload speed. So it's 3.5 seconds out of all the time that I'm going to be shooting all 500 bullets in this magazine. So its reload speed is also not useful. It's useful because it's got a really long reload time, but you only reload it once, unless you do what I do and you reload between encounters. But if you do that, then you're going to have a full magazine, and you've got more than 3 seconds between encounters. So you're fine. You don't need that extra reload speed. And the max ammo is nice. max ammo, max ammo, max ammo, and reload speed. Max ammo seizes damage resistance and stability while standing still. That's originally what I had, but again, I don't need stability, and it's 5% damage resistance, the smallest amount of damage resistance I've seen in any item in this game. 30% max ammo is the only thing that's going to be useful to me. So the extra handling, movement speed, and fire rate, all three of these things I found were useful in this weapon, so I decided to go with the Servo Scissors Armature. So I can slow enemy, I move faster, enemies move slower, and enemies also get knocked down. And there's only a 5% stumble chance, so this is literally the only chance that we have at knocking them down. But because it's such a high fire rate, 16.7 fire rate, which is pretty fast, and every single bullet is going to hit no matter what, trust me, I've used this before, and I'll show you again when I use it now. It just knocks them the fuck out. Like, it instantaneously knocks down every enemy it doesn't kill. They instantly get knocked down over and over and over and over again, and you're not going to miss a single shot, so no ammo is going to be wasted while you knock them the crap out. So it's really good, really good. And this is just a sniper rifle. It shoots one shot and reload, but it has its reload time is because of the items that I put in here, the reload speed. It's insane. So this is radar enhanced optics. It replaces aim down sight with a full scope and highlights target, even obscured ones. Now, what I discovered that means is actually another one that we're using this one. Places aim down sight with a full scope view that highlights targets, and this is that highlights targets even obscured ones. That means it can see through walls. I can literally see enemies through walls with this, which is really useful. It allows me to find out what's going on. And then the reload speed, this weapon doesn't have. I mean, it does actually have the fire rate. I've literally reloaded it so quickly. The fire rate is 1, and the reload speed is less than 1. And the reload speed gets even better. And the reload speed right here, the 0.89, that just counts as current reload speed. It gets a 10% reload speed in a second. And this affects stats really fast. So you get an extra 40% reload speed. Now this was 1.0, so 40% of 1.0. So that would bring it down to like 6. So it would be down to 0.4, 35, and 40, 65. Yeah, so it'll be down to 35%, 0.35 seconds. So that means I can reload it in 30 seconds. If I somehow maintain, if I can maintain it in 50 reload. And if I hit, if I'm in a headshot, it triggers a small thermal explosion and weak point damage. If I hit them, so if I manage to land a headshot on them, some enemies their weak points are not, most of them. If I land a headshot on them, it's going to take 5% of that insane amount of damage right there, and it's going to do that in a small area weak. Which is just great. And since this does a lot of weak point damage, 310% weak point damage, it's actually going to do more than 1,000 damage. It's going to do more damage than that. And the reason that I decided to use this particular thing is because of this. Increases the mass abilities damage dealt by current custom very right here. Micro rockets now do rotate enemies by taking 25% damage area-based attacks and lead for 8% of their total active rate in seconds. So not only does this do a ton of damage to their maximum health, which is fucking insane against the bigger enemies. That is insane. That's just 8% of their max life destroyed. Now, right now I've got all my all my recharge rate put on this thing and not on this thing. So, this thing has a really short recharge time, but the thing is, this makes them take more. This makes them take 25% more area-based attacks, so that means they're going to take more damage from me hitting them in the head. All of the enemies, so I can hit them with this. So I can hit them with my micro rockets. It's going to set them on fire, and they're going to take 25% more damage from area-based attacks, which might include the fire. And they're going to take 8% of their maximum health over time. So then after that, if I hit them with a headshot, hit one of them with a headshot, it's going to deal a bunch of damage to all of them, which is going to do 25% more damage. So 25% of that 5%, it's like 6.5% of the whatever the headshot damage was going to be. So it's not actually that much of a damage increase, which is why originally I had, instead of the smart gun, I had to temporarily switch this to another explosive weapon so that I could do that. But the thing is, this blast wave ability is also an AoE damage ability. Now this one I have is such a short. It has such a tiny little effect range. It doesn't like I kind of want to increase the range of this ability because this has 0 effect. It cannot hit anything unless it's directly next to you. It has such a small effect range. I hate that. But it can be used quite a few times in a row. Each target hit by blast wave reduces the cooldown by 20%, 50%. So if I hit at least 5 enemies with it, it's going to be reduced by 50%, plus another 40%, so 50% cooldown. And I can reduce it by another 7, more than 7% actually. So we've got 18%, and also there's going to be the 22% before the piece that takes up 4 spots is 22%, and then we have the 7% right here, plus the 50% from this. So I can essentially just keep using blast wave over and over without any cooldown if I apply all of my recharge. And so that, but the reason that is so useful to use the same ability is because it is clear the room capacity. Activating the ability grants 1 stack to the room and an additional stack for each hit. So if I can just continuously use the same ability over and over and over again with no cooldowns, that's pretty overpowered, and it increases the damage of all my abilities being healed. Oh, I'm sorry, it increases my damage. It increases my gun damage. Each stack increases gun damage by 25% and lasts for 15 seconds, and each stack gains 56 stack damage. I'm not sure if that one's true or not, because it adds on stats to the time. But I think what it's saying is if there's like the oldest stack will expire first, and the newest stacks will. So I think that's what it's talking about. I think instead of it having like instead of every time you gain a stack, instead of it resetting all of your stacks back to the maximum number of the maximum 15 seconds, I think that it has certain stacks. Each stack individually expires at its own rate. That's what I think it means. But essentially, this means that if I'm surrounded by hordes of enemies, I can just keep using blast. As long as they're melee enemies, I can just keep using blast wave to knock them back, knock them back, knock them back. If they're ranged enemies, I just shoot them with a sniper rifle. And if they're like any kind of heavy enemy, whether they're aliens or synths, I hit them with the napalm rockets. They get set on fire. They have their max HP drained, and then I hit them with a headshot. Or I can hit them with a smart gun to knock them over, to slow them down and knock them over and over again, and keep them in the inflamed area that I've just created with my napalm rockets. As you can see, I put way too much thought into all of my builds, and that's why I'm a complete fucking nerd. Anyone who, if anyone ever watches this video or this stream, I've literally spent like almost an hour now, maybe over an hour now. I don't know. I don't even know how long I've been streaming, but I've spent all this time talking about my builds instead of actually playing the game. Because I'm just that much more. But yeah, this is the game that I've been completely addicted to. That's why you guys haven't seen me Sundays. Nobody's watching my streams anymore. Nobody watches my streams. Very few people watch my videos. As of right now, it doesn't matter. Eventually someone will watch this stuff. And that's true. That's why I don't have a lot of followers. Because first of all, I use it, and also because I'm just not better. But this is what I've learned. If you notice, there's a difficulty, there's a class, and there's a mission. So for every single mission, you have to do every single mission with that same class, every single difficulty. That is my goal, is to fill out this chart with all three. So I've been working my way up the casual difficulties. I haven't even beaten all the standard difficulties, all the casual and standard difficulties, and I've already got two maxed out class. So yeah. But yeah, as you can see, I've already completed the first chapter of the easiest difficulty of all classes. Second chapter is the one I've been working on. Giants in the Earth, this one is actually a little bit difficult, so I was kind of afraid to do it with any class other than after I did it the first time, the easiest difficulty with the blanks. I managed to finally get to the unlock and get to the rest of the campaign, and the rest of the campaign was easy in comparison, so I said, fuck it, I'm never doing that mission again. But I figured out a few tricks that have helped me do it. It's easier now that I have actually capable classes. It's still not, like, on the harder difficulties. The synths are probably some of the most dangerous enemies to play against because they're ranged. You can't just stumble and stagger them and avoid them by keeping them at a distance, doing a lot of AOE damage. You have to actually you have to take cover and you have to be very tactical about everything. And if they decide to run up to you, you're just basically screwed. You lose a ton of health and you're screwed. And they have way more health than the basic aliens, the fodder aliens do. So it's much more demanding. But anyways, this one is flanks. I need to do Demolisher. So here we go. Priority 1 rescue. So this is the second difficulty, second mission, second difficulty, Demolisher. So priority 1, mission 2, standard difficulty. I've been doing
Honecker is somewhere up on Katanga's mainframe decks. Looks like he's been searching for a safe place to hide from all the Xenos aboard. Our mission hasn't changed. Find him, get him out alive.
Check your gear intended for EVA. Your weapon floats off before you reach the airlock. I'm not getting it for you.
And you are going to see the amazing effects of the smart gun. Because the smart gun is, you actually start out with the smart gun. And the smart gun is amazing. It's hilariously effective. Now that one attachment that I have,
Honecker, you out there? Staff Sergeant Herrera, Colonial Marines.
So good,
He's in a radio dead zone. Patch into the local network.
that didn't even use 50 bullets. They used 42 bullets. And just basically aimbotted all the enemies with the smart gun.
Honecker, you read?
Yeah, a lot clearer. Listen, to get to me,
Ambush.
you'll have to go through the network security room.
Assistance required.
I locked down the deck. The override's in network security up in the ops center. Hey, is everything okay? I heard gunfire.
Wasn't nothing we can't handle, Doc. Just stay frosty.
Okay, so okay, so it actually is smart about how it aims. That's wild. That is wild. But yeah, it just they still count as enemies even though they're not active. And this also counts as something you can target. You can shoot there. You don't see the little red thing that turn red and pop on them, but it
Rearming.
refill your ammo and reload at the same time. I didn't know that for a while. I think I discovered it. Always refusing to, making sure I was fully reloaded before I started refilling my ammo, but then I remembered it again after, testing it. And I was like, oh, okay. now I know.
Oh, I'm glad you're here. I can see you on my monitors now. Wait! Xenomorphs! Heading to you!
Let us handle it. coming!
On your right flank.
Wow. Our fights in Paula Station went very differently. Sorry. Have you seen a gray striped xenomorph?
Striped? No.
Have you been down to the surface? Did you make any arrests?
We can't discuss operations on an open channel, Doc.
Right. Yeah, of course.
Grabbing ammo.
See, it gives you the max ammo, so 44, 7, 7, there's an enemy over there, and I can see him. So, some of them don't, some of them have like 5, 50, 75, whatever. But this one has 100% stumble chance. They're staggered chance. So it's staggered chance. There was oh wait, yeah.
Three on me. Patching up. Grabbing ammo. Patching up. Aid kit's here.
There's like an enemy hiding around like a corner or something. I'd be able to, like that guy right there. That guy right there. See, that's probably the corner right. I don't even have to worry about
Somebody bagged a few bugs here.
They've been trying to get at me. I rigged the pipes. I think it's jammed. Exploding Xenos. That just beats everything.
I'll cut it.
Well, they still died to bullets, Doc. Marines, cut the door!
Seegson robots?
Yeah, well, Seegson used to own Katanga. So, the halls between you and me are 120 below zero, so... You'll have to cut the refrigerant to reach me. It broke the valve. Tossed the wheel in a side room. Sorry. Yeah, that's it. Just attach it to the valve in the pump room. Behind you!
Bypassing death.
Warning. Critical failure.
Great. Now your lungs won't freeze on the way in. In theory.
Grabbing ammo.
It's already getting red hot in
Patching
there.
up.
Move fast, fire team.
Aid kit's here.
Wait, I hear banging in the ducts. Big ones! Is that... No strikes. God.
Attention left. In the hole.
Sorry. Again, it's just... There's one Xeno that... I keep seeing it. I think... Maybe I'm just I don't know. I haven't slept. I rewired the locks to the server core. The lock's disengaged. Great. You're good to go for... Oh, you're about to get eaten!
Eyes up!
Got it, sir. She's here! Monica, get out of there! Oh, God! That one knows me. Followed me. And they made it in the lab on LV-895. It came up here with us. We didn't know until... the one it came out of. Her name was Monica.
What is my weapon targeting over there? There's nothing over there. There's like cords.
Grabbing ammo.
And because there's like a section over there where the bullets
Rearming.
are far away, that's what prevents it from firing. It decides to not fire. I've already got some stuff I need for massive.
Bypassing damage.
I already found that.
The room I'm in? It's only supposed to be
Grabbing
opened
ammo.
by company admins. Unlocking takes a couple minutes. Xenos will be drawn by the noise. Locks are dropping. I hope you can... Good luck. They're coming.
Looks clear. Collect our man.
Bypassing damage.
Grabbing ammo. Patching up. Aid kit's here. I got you.
Make sure everyone's, marching through proud and
Fuck. He ain't got a pressure suit. Stand by, fire team. New plan coming. Co, let's
You
talk.
were scared of Monica? They scratch on me on 19. You're spiritual everywhere. Oh, yes. Oh, that wasn't the problem at all. Oh, too easy. Ooh, spray blue. This thing would look way better than the other one. I'm not going to look at any of that crap. Turns out, I'm not even going to be halfway through the harder difficulties before. Because not only do I have to do every single difficulty on every level, I have to do it as every single class too. So that means I have to play each and every level. What was it? There's 5 difficulties and 7 classes, 35. I have to play each level 35 times. And that's if I don't repeat anything. Because originally I didn't realize that was a thing. Because I never looked at my mission stats. So I was just playing the same levels over and over again at those classes. Kind of fun. But now I realize that I'm going to be like maxed out on all the levels before I have to do the difficulties. The harder difficulties are really fucking insane. Yeah, well, now all I have to do is kill some enemies with the 60W weapon. So yeah, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is Alien Fireteam Elite. That's right. You watched me play like 1.5 games. I spent fucking an hour just talking about the class systems. And then you watch me play like a 1.5 match. But anyways, at some point, I turned to the Smart Gun. Smart Gun is probably one of my favorite things about this game, just because of the way it's designed. Not only is it overpowered as fuck, which can make games kind of not fun, but the harder difficulties are really difficult, like they're really fucking hard. So the Smart Gun might actually be something that makes the harder difficulties viable and possible. But the thing that I like about it is just the weapon design, the way that they make it work. I think it's a neat way to do it. Unfortunately, it's not particularly balanced. It probably is. I guarantee you when I'm playing harder difficulties, it will actually be balanced. But it seems like it's the most powerful weapon in the game now when you start out with it. But I could be wrong. Anyways, eventually I'm going to try to get like an actual rocket launcher on my points class. Test that out, see how that works. Maybe I'll show you guys that on stream, or maybe I'll just do that on my own. Eventually, I'd like to get back to doing one role-playing, or I'd like to be able to get back to doing roleplay. I missed the last 2 Sundays, yesterday and the week before. I didn't do any role-playing on Sundays, so I need to get back to that. My goal is to stream one of them, either probably stream the roleplay first, and then stream the gaming, and then after that, I've got stuff to do in the evening that doesn't have anything to do with streaming. But I'd like to get into a solid schedule of doing that. Like I said, the last 2 weeks I've been playing this game a lot because this game is a load of fun. At least in my opinion, it is. Also, it was on sale for it was like $6 for the game, $4 for each DLC. So I got it for like $14. I got 2 DLCs. I avoided all the purely cosmetic ones. What I should have done was the Call of Duty Mobile. Actually, it sucks. The game was fun anyways, but at the time I didn't have the first-person shooter games that I could play. And I do like games other than shooter games, but I've been spending a lot of time playing Project Zomboid and Paratrauma. I was just kind of in the mood to get back into shooters. And now I'm playing like nothing but shooters because there are some really good ones that just came out. So I can't wait to get to Mars Tactics though. Apparently Mars Tactics is going to be like halfway through 2026 before it actually comes out. But that's not a shooter. Well, I mean, it is a shooter. It's a tactical turn-based shooter. It's not like a third or first-person shooter. It's a turn-based game. But anyway, it's like an XCOM-like game. But anyways, thank you everybody. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you didn't like the video, you can do nothing. Or if there was something particular about the video that you did not like, leave a dislike. And if you want, also leave a comment. Let me know what it was you particularly didn't like in the video. That way I know how to improve. Just please be respectful. Obviously, there's no reason to be disgusting people or people being assholes. But for some reason, lots of people, not only on the internet but in person, also feel that you do that. As you probably noticed by the political discourse. But anyways, people use politics as an excuse to do what they've always desired to do, which is to be hateful and disgusting pieces of shit. Political bullshit is just an excuse. We all know that that's the way that humans I'm probably going to keep playing this, but I'm no longer going to stream it. Gosh, I've got a couple. I need to take a break and do a couple things. But anyways, if you decide you want to watch more of my content, please subscribe. I need more subscribers in order to make money off of YouTube, but of course I don't want to do that unless I am deserving of it. So only subscribe if you actually want to see my content. Once my plan was to become a full-time YouTuber. I still intend to eventually do that, but right now I'm actually part of the rules for the 2 jobs I'm working at. So I don't know, even after I start making money off YouTube, I probably won't immediately transition into that. I want to make sure that they are covered, that they don't need me. I'm not really an important part. I feel like they really need me in one of the jobs that I work. It seems like they have it a little rough. But the other job that I work doesn't really seem like they need me that much. But they've got everything covered without me. So I'll probably just go down to one job maybe. But like I said, I think it's probably going to be years before I ever get any help. Like I said, I'm not that entertaining. But anyways, I can sing, I can do a bunch of other stuff. Maybe I just need to expand my content. I need to do more than just sitting here recording myself playing video games. I need to do like specific challenges, goofy stuff. You know what I mean? I need to make themed videos instead of just. But I don't have time. I don't have the time for that right now. And when I did have time, I didn't put any effort into it because my computer decided to randomly fucking stop working, and I lost literally all my data, and it took me a lot of time to get that recovered. So I couldn't actually put the fucking effort into that because bullshit and fuck you. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day and goodbye.